What's the difference between sampling and copying? Really good question. That's a really good debate. So, okay, let's say someone like Michael Jackson, Drake, Eminem, let's say they have a song where you're listening to the first melody in their beat and you're like, oh wow, that sounds really cool. I want to sample this, use it on my own song, and kind of change it into something new. Basically, what you will be doing is you could download the song into your software in some way, whether it's through YouTube MP3. If you're really cool and if you have a vinyl player, that's a really cool way to do it because that sounds better, actually. Basically, you could take a part of the song, whether it's intro melody, maybe there's like a really cool thing in the bridge that you like, and then basically you make your own version of it. So making your own version of it will consist of putting your own drum rhythm on it, putting other instruments around it, altering the sample in a way. You're taking someone else's idea, borrowing it, and flipping it in some way that makes it your own by manipulating it, speeding it up, slowing it down, pitching it up, pitching it down, rearranging it, and then putting your own drums around it. And that's making your own song. Now, with samples, you need to get them cleared. Not if you're selling the beat to an artist. If you're releasing it as a song, you do need to get it cleared. When you're sampling songs, that is some risk that you gotta take. If you have the methods to clear it, that rocks. If not, just make music. It's not that deep. But anyways, yeah, so last thing on this, I talked about what sampling is. I didn't go in too much on copying. So sampling is like how I described before. You take someone's idea, for example, someone like, let's say like a riff from Metallica, or like maybe like a melody line from Michael Jackson, and kind of make into your own idea and your own song. That would be considered sampling. Now, copying would be, let's say Drake says a lyric that you really like, and then you just verbatim say it exactly as he said it in your own song. You didn't do anything to change it up a bit. You just said it and kind of just acted like it was your own. That would be copying. It's like the easiest way to like explain copying. It's like it's just what it sounds like. It's like you just take someone else's idea, you don't really try to make it your own, and then you just blatantly rip it off and pass it off as your own idea. A lot of times when you're sampling with respect to the culture of hip hop, you're not trying to just like copy someone's sample and then claim it as your own and say it's your own thing. Traditionally, there is respect for people who do sample, and they turn into their own idea. Like a vast majority of the time, they'll make like their own version of the song, paying respect to our legends and different people like that, and then they'll just make their own version of it essentially. Whereas copying, that's just blatantly taking someone else's idea, saying it's your own, and yeah, that's really the big difference. I say that there definitely is a very big difference between sampling and copying. That was a long rant, but yeah, basically that's the difference between sampling and copying.